Welcome to July 22nd. I am experimenting with freedom. This is my journey. Now, I do want to point out my sleep for last night was non-existent. No sleep tracked, right? That's what the tracker said. I did finally fall asleep shortly after checking that at 6:05 a.m., waking up at 9:35 a.m. Now, in this next clip, I'm going to say around 10:30 because I don't know. I'm tired, but here we go. So, pretty sleepless night yet again. Got up maybe around, I don't even know, 10:30. The sleep thing will show it. My tracker. I've been trying to work on editing and posting videos, so hopefully day 21 will be up soon. I am going to go ahead and do 20 minutes of Pilates. Now, I did forget to mention, not the last time, but the time before the last time that I did Pilates, which was like Friday probably, or I don't even know. I did use a, my mind's just not working. A heavier resistance band. And I'll have to check the weight of that, but I'm going to go ahead and go do 20 minutes of Pilates now with that heavier resistance band. Essentially trying to get my day started at 1:41 p.m. So I had been using a 10-pound, upping my game here to a 20-pound. We'll probably keep the lighter one around still for whatever, who knows, I don't know, but just updating, increasing the weight there. Now, toward the end of today's walk, I will be talking about some of the stressors, and I really don't want to address them, but I know I need to. So just our normal, get to where we're going past, we're gonna say. And I'm so undecided on what I want to do today because I really don't want to be walking right now as it is, but I'm just getting it done. So I think my idea today is I am going to go this way, go through the neighborhood and end up just like a giant loop back to my house. We've got a nice storm cloud here too. I'm going to be optimistic and say I don't think I'm going to get caught up in anything, but we'll see. We'll see. I was hoping to go back to the church today. They're actually having a sermon tonight, and I really did want to go catch that, see what that's about. We've got some construction here too, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. So we've gone that way before. We're not doing that. And I know I said we were going to walk through the residential, and I did mean that way, but I think we're going to stay on this path, cut over by the school, and then start the curve back home. So I've had 2 days where I've practiced sobriety. Today would be the third. Now, today has been really difficult. And it really started last night around 10:30-ish. And I'm sure I know what's triggering this too. And then again, not sleeping all night. So this morning, I definitely was like, well, granted, okay, I slept at 6 a.m. until 10 or something, right? So this morning, of course, I said, I just want to go get a bottle of wine so I can sleep. But I didn't. Instead, I decided to do a microdose of my plant medicine, and that really helped. And mind you, I have been doing microdoses of the plant medicine. I didn't do one yesterday, but I did one Sunday, I believe. And I feel like I could really feel the residual effects, the afterglow, they call it. And so I do feel that it has been effective. I've noticed just these very subtle shifts, like my mind is more quiet. There's not all this chaos. I notice that there's not an urge, an impulse, or a desire to drink or do anything. Even the eating is more under control. Everything just feels more manageable and under control, again, until last night. So what I ended up doing today again was doing another microdose of my plant medicine. And by the way, here's where we're at. Normally we would circle around, which we've done like once, so normally, but circle around the dog park. But I'm gonna take this little path here. It did help. I would say within about 20 minutes, I decided to work on videos, and before I knew it, I wasn't feeling as triggered, did not even have the desire, urge, or impulse to drink, was just gone. Like, it's really amazing how this stuff can work. But as I was doing my 20 minutes of Pilates, I did start to again feel like I just want to go get some wine. And I think a lot of it is I do have some major stressors going on. And at some point I'll talk about those, but like just not wanting to deal with certain things, really not wanting to deal with certain things, wanting to just let things be, but letting them be is not helping and it's not productive for me. So anyway, and then battling just with myself. Like, is this, anyway. So I didn't end up buying wine. I instead am going on a walk, obviously, but I don't know. Today's hard. It's a much more difficult day, and it's the third day, and I can usually, do pretty good after the third day, depending. But once I get a 3-day streak, I feel like I can kind of basically keep that streak going. So today it kind of feels like a make or break day. I'm not happy about how I'm feeling or what I want to do to not feel what I'm feeling. So it's interesting because it's like there was that change, but it was very fleeting today. So I don't know. We'll see how today goes. By the way, I've been doing okay with my fasting. Today I think I'm at about 20 hours. Oh, look. Let me get this heart really quick. So at 21 hours of fasting right now, pretty good considering, it's taking me a hot minute to get back on track. So just wanted to update there too. I've got that back on track. Not really lower carb, but maybe in a sense fewer calories for sure the past few days. And my mini molten dessert creation, I don't even know if I'm gonna do that. I really want to, but at this point, that dessert is like a week old. I'm sure it's probably fine, but I don't know. Hanging a right. Gonna walk up this hill, take another right, walk down a bit, and then arrive at home. I just love this yard. It's so pretty. Oh, look how cool these are. Okay, going to hang right here. I just thought how it's been a while since I've actually walked a hill backwards, as I've just been trying to keep my walks simple. Although I did have that hike yesterday, and I do want to point out that how in the hell could I not sleep after a 2-mile hike, which was exhausting. And again, I was already running on fumes, having not slept. You know, I had a relaxing evening in the hot springs, was hoping that was going to promote sleep. I don't understand. And I know it may seem like, oh, she's functioning, like barely. And there's so much behind the scenes that you all don't see. I think in one of the clips yesterday from the walk, it kind of shows me being startled by butterflies. So again, hypervigilant, anxiety at an all-time high. So even my walks are, you know, still filled with fear and just flinching. It's just not fun. It's actually very uncomfortable. Crossed over. Okay, so let's talk stressors. Well, work definitely had a very triggering moment there that really set me off. Had, you know, a 5-day weekend over the course of 4th of July. And when it came back to work, I just could not do it. Like, basically panic attacks, couldn't catch my breath, having bad dreams, just not a fun experience at all. And so that mixed with everything else. Oh God. Well, and so essentially having that kind of stress when you already struggle with very serious mental health issues, and something like that triggers your PTSD when you're already dealing with depression and anxiety, it's just not fun. So in the midst of all this, I did forget until like a couple of days ago that they had sent us information regarding renewing our lease. Well, I don't particularly want to renew my lease because the environment is super noisy, and that's something that really aggravates my anxiety. Or when I'm in a heightened state, I can feel the noise. It's just so uncomfortable. And really, I just want peace and quiet in my life anymore. So realized just the other day that I had 10 days to figure out what the heck I'm doing. And I just can't manage trying to figure out my living situation right now, because that is also a major trigger for me, is not having a stable home. So I'm just extremely overwhelmed. And then on top of those couple of stressors, there are, you know, a few others. And again, like, I don't want to move because I don't want to move again and again and again. So I am going to essentially just renew my lease. I think it's probably the most stable thing I could do for myself right now, unless something really comes through at the last minute here. But my son Javier intends on moving out. So, you know, just a few different things in that situation alone, such as my rent will now double, and that's okay. I'm happy for Javier to move on. You know, it's a healthy part of parenting and your kids growing up into adults. So I'm certainly happy for him and his upcoming adventures in life. I do love Zombie very much. There are cultural differences and just differences in general that play a huge part in our relationship. But just having to figure out my own amid all the other stuff going on. And so that's where that's at for now anyway. Almost. Also, to clarify, the fast today has been a dirty fast because I did have the cream in my coffee, about 2 cups, and then again my micro dose of plant med. So dirty fast. This noise in the background is legit the noise I'm talking about. And I can like feel it. It is very, very uncomfortable. So one of my favorite things to do is just sit outside, and I can't even do that here. I can't even sit inside because it is so noisy. And that's the other reason I want to move. I can't grow pumpkins here. I'm gonna do my best to try to get away with it, but this is the space I have to grow anything really. And stacking my rocks, I don't want to do with the lizard there. So it's not really the best option for me at this time, but kind of feel like I just have to stay here for now. I broke my fast just over 23 hours with dinner at Texas Roadhouse with my son Javier. I did get a steak with a sweet potato with brown sugar, and then he got a steak with a loaded baked potato, some fries. I also got chicken, broccoli, mushrooms with cheese, and mind you, it was more for variety. I didn't plan on eating all of that. Welcome to the outfit for day 22, July 22nd. So this sweater is so cool. I love how it's like holy basically on purpose, right? And so I did put it on today. It is, the summer was like 80 degrees, but then it ended up raining. So it was just a great fit for the day, I guess. And then we have seen these leggings before. I just love them. So just paired it, and then just a black tank underneath this shirt. But here we have the outfit for today, July 22nd. So I am finally going to finish making that mini molten dessert I started the other day. Right after I put my flowers in a vase, I did treat myself to a clearance bouquet of flowers. $3.15, and aren't they pretty? I love them. So, I think I got it now. Okay, that's just gonna have to work for now. There we go. Nice little bouquet of flowers. Okay, so now for the dessert I started the other night. The mini molten remix is what I'm calling it. Here we have the molten cake that I had cut in half. What I'm going to do is put this into the air fryer. And that's just the Snickers I cut up with it. Which, you know what, I'm gonna heat that up too. So this is what we're gonna do. We've got our mini molten. We're taking this, everything is a mess right now. I'm taking the Snickers that I cut up, the peanut butter square, putting that on there. I was also going to cut up a Rolo and put that on there too. So just one Rolo, cutting that up. And then gonna put all of this in the air fryer to soften. Now the good news is that Javier had some ice cream. He brought home some ice cream. So yay, I don't have to worry about that one that I tried to refreeze. Although I am curious about it, so let's check that out. So this is the frozen one. It was not frozen the other day. Oh, it'll work. Perfect. Okay. All right, so just a few minutes to let our mini molten cake heat up and soften with the Snickers peanut butter square and a Rolo. Okay, looks good. It's sizzling like, let me see. So now we're just gonna empty it into the bowl here. Ooh, I could smell the peanut butter. I should have heated up the caramel too, but that's okay. Gonna just place some of that. And I wish I could show you guys this from a different angle, but I can't find my selfie stick. No idea where it's at. And it's one of those things where it's only in certain places, so how is it missing? All right, and then taking the ice cream here, and this really isn't like the most glamorous thing, but here we have that mini molten cut in half with one peanut butter Snickers square, one Rolo chopped up with it, some caramel on top, and then that ice cream there. I'm gonna go enjoy this. And now for the Kate hearts for today. This is the official one caught on my walk earlier. And then this one also just an extra Kate heart for the day. At some point will be posted to the Kate Heart Project Instagram. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's the end of the night here for me mostly. Hoping I can sleep, but we'll see. That's an everyday thing. But we'll see. I'll see you back here tomorrow though.